Hello everybody, welcome to astraeakeva. I'm Air. In today's video we'll be doing another quick tutorial on how to draw paint glasses. I'm just going to draw really simple round shaped glasses, starting off with the frame and where the lenses go. So I drew 3 circles using the shape tool on MEDIBANG paint and erased the area where the bridge is. I created this on one layer and I created a second layer underneath the glasses layer for the temple, which are like the arms of the glasses. Temple is made up of 2 pieces, a metallic piece as well as a rubber piece. So I created like 4 different layers for both temples on the both sides and the metal part and the rubber part. And I put it in different folders. So that's what I did. I kept the layers underneath the frame layer. For this you can use a shape tool. I'm using a regular pen brush and my smoothing is usually around 12, but it all depends on what I'm drawing. For this I just wanted to keep it simple and just practice basically. So I kept it just using regular painting brush. I'm using MEDIBANG. If you're curious, I do use Photoshop sometimes, but I feel more comfortable using MEDIBANG. So after creating my 2 temples, as you can see, I'm trying to make it as symmetrical as I possibly can. I haven't clipped anything yet, I'm just drawing it on top of everything else. Now we're going to add a shadow, and this is relatively easy, especially because it's a metal. So on top of the base layer I created a new layer and changed the blending mode to multiply. Using an airbrush on a lower opacity, roughly around 40%, I drew shadows, and then I created a second mask, a layer, and I clipped it and I set it to overlay, and I picked a very lighter shade, and that's sort of what I did with the highlights. So you can see it's a little bit goldish color to the rims of the frame. So like I said, I have about 5 layers, and I'm going to each and every single layer and doing the shadows and the highlights. I also label every layer and make sure that it's optimized so I don't paint on the wrong layer. Now I'm going and doing that with the temples, especially the metallic parts, and I'm using a brighter color, so I increase the brightness and the saturation so it's a bit yellow on the overlay layer, and that kind of gives it this goldish color. So I did that with the front part, the front temple, and then I'll do that with the back temple as well. So 2 layers, shadow layer as well as the highlight layer. For the shadow layer, I just used the base color, set the blending mode to multiply, and paint over it using the airbrush. I pretty much used 2 or 3 brushes for this. I didn't use a whole bunch of different brushes. So now I'm going to add some color, and I decided to add a little bit of blue because it's a complementary color to yellow. So I'm gonna add a little bit of like a blue streak on the edges of the glasses, so it looks like there's this blue light that's shining on the glasses. And I'm also painting on the rubber part of the glasses. I'm using both a sharp pen tool and also the square watercolor brush that I have. I'm obsessed with that brush. I painted everything with that brush. Skin, hair, backgrounds. It's my favorite brush of all. So, and then I also blur some of the edges because the rubber part isn't that reflective compared to the metal part of the glasses. So as you see, I'm adding a little bit of the blue colors to the frame. Yeah, the brush opacity was a little bit too high, so I had to bring it down to about 5% opacity. And also the reflections, I also added some yellows. Even if it's rubber, it has some reflective properties. Now I'm going to add a very soft reflection on the glass lenses. I just changed the color to white and lowered the opacity, created a layer behind it, and I merged the layers. I also wanted to add a little bit of sharper reflections, so that's what I'm doing. During this time I was looking for the right brush. Then I realized it doesn't matter, I will just blur it with time. So that's what I'm doing. Light tends to not only reflect the light, the outside source of light, but also the reflections from the glasses themselves. So there's reflections from the temples, and also some light that bounces off from the ground. So I had to think about that as well. And I blurred the edges of the reflected light. It's also good to decrease the opacity of the layer, so it just looks more clean. So that's what I'm doing, just blurring. There is a blur brush on MEDIBANG, or you can take the whole layer or select a part of the layer and click on filter and then Gaussian blur it. But I have a blur brush that I use, and so I just use that brush. During this time I was looking for some brushes to decorate. This is pretty much done, but what I'm doing is that I'm merging the layers together. So I copied all of the layers, merged the copy together, changed the blending mode to multiply, painted the entire layer with a darker color. We can just press insert, and then I made a shadow and Gaussian blurred it. After I did the Gaussian blur, I'm just decorating it. I'm kind of using the color scheme from my original characters that I've been uploading. So the pink is for Mia and the blue is for Conley. So yeah, I'm probably going to use these glasses on my characters sometime in the future. So yeah, they have this little bit of vintage edge to them that I really like. So that's pretty much all for the tutorial. Very simple, maybe boring, I don't know, but I like to add some decorations, lights, sparkles as always. I think a great deal about colors, so I kind of stress myself out, like what color should I use? But I use a lot of complementary colors. I was looking for the right brush of the sparkles and found one, and added a little bit of that sparkle on the glasses. And yeah, I'll be adding some personalization to the glasses for my original characters, and in the future I might draw more glasses and props, because I want to practice drawing props for my future projects. So I'll just use that opportunity to draw more. But yeah, that's all for today. I'm still thinking about uploading my study notes and also my MEDIBANG files, as well as my Photoshop files on Patreon, so I'll think about it and I'll definitely announce it on this channel on my Instagram for anybody that's interested. But that is all. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.